lot of family here, which many of you have at this time, which we've had families over the years, many, and always good. I even accepted Chris App, married to Camille, and unfortunately, I get recommended and got him the job at Lafayette and at New York. I'm sorry, guys. I had no reason. I figured if he went to Lafayette coach, he would beat them. I was thinking, I was ahead of the game at that point.
And you did.
I love it. Great family, wonderful family. We're moving ahead now. We have the next one of my boys, Peter Sinatra.
How do I start? This guy walking away recruited me when I was 12 years old. I came up the boat, and he gave me a scholarship to the Utrecht High School. I became the most celebrated water boy in the world.
Only knew one word, aqua.
There you go. And the other word was Pedro. They still miscall my name. My name is Pietro in Italian. Aqua. And I used to run out of there sometimes. We scrimmaged poly prep. They scrimmaged poly prep. And I went on the field with empty water bottles. Never heard the end of it. Just terrorizing me all over the place. So we got a lot of talk here about usually being family and stuff. When I came off the boat at 12 years old, I didn't speak a word of English.
Still have trouble.
Thanks, I'm a Coach Burke. So, here it goes. My first experience coming to practice. We had a tryout with JV under Coach Ciccarelli. Go downstairs, the list comes out, I make the team, we get the equipment, first practice, we go out there, we're still in the locker room dressing up and everything. So I'm looking at my jackstrap, which has a cup in it, and I'm trying to make sense because I've never seen one of these things. To make a long story short, the cup point goes down, the triangle goes on top. So in my wisdom, I turned it upside down, figured that it was shaped like a penis with two testicles. So I put it upside down. I went out to practice, and I got hit because I almost got castrated at 12 years. That was one of my first experiences. The second experience was up in Cannes. Now, some of you are starting to get conditioned by newscasts and everything that we're too mean on kids. Let me tell you what mean is. Not mean, but at the end, when you evaluate everything in your life, you find out that what you did as an influencer will last forever. I went out to practice in Cannes. Now, again, I am from Italy coming here. And Coach Phil Mena, God bless his soul, had us run laps at the end. We're all familiar with that. And it says line up for sprints. We started line up for sprints. Now, we did 20 sprints over there. With Philly Mena, there was no number. You started at a certain point, and then when you felt like you had enough, it could have been 100 sprints. And then after the sprints, you would run 3 or 4 more laps. So we did the sprints, and I'm dying. 3 laps. And I got Mickey Sumo. How many of you know Mickey? God bless his soul. Probably one of the toughest players, pound for pound, and never said 2 words. Okay, so I'm at the end of the line now. You know what dogging is, right? We go, oh, no. I'm at the end of the line, we're dragging ass, and all of a sudden, I see Philly Mena, Mickey, get him going! Follows me all the way around, gets behind me, cracks me across the head, boom, I'm on the floor. I hit my head on the floor, I get up. What's my favorite words, Coach? I can't see. I got mud in my eye and I can't see. I can't see. So I started yelling, I can't see with an Italian accent. So it sounded a lot better. So Coach Mena walks over and I'm going, I can't see. And I figured this guy's going to help me out. He grabs me by the face mask and goes, you can't see? He goes, I'll make you see. He pulls me by the face mask, brings me to the edge where there's about a 10-yard drop into a lake. Pulls me in, throws me in the lake, lifts me up like a Jehovah's Witness, and he goes, can you see now? And I said, yes. And he said, see, I don't know, but I said something. Okay, so that was my introduction to youth football. Now, today, we consider that abuse. Okay? That experience changed my life, all for the better, because it was not a punishable thing. It didn't do it on purpose. It was just me and my father knowing what I was going to go through. Now, the last experience for most of my boys here that played under me. There is a reason why you got to get tough. Number one, we had 27 kids, on average 30 kids on the team. Most of the kids that came out never played football. So by the time they were juniors or seniors, if you didn't get them there, they were going to get themselves hurt or get somebody else hurt. So you had to be tough. And you had to be kind at the same time. It was a balance. Sometimes we had the balance, sometimes we did not have the balance. It was for the better of everybody here. Okay? Some of your experiences may be positive, some may not. But overall, it was no better for football. Okay? And Coach Leibowitz kept this as a family, quote unquote. Okay? It's a great family. I'm glad you guys are all here. And we love you. Except for Tom Ferranti, who's becoming a pain in the ass. Now, if anybody needs anything with regard to Utrecht, Tom Ferranti is in charge of the archives. He's got stacks of papers about this high from every year. So whatever you need, make sure you get his phone number, call him, whatever you need, and he's there. It doesn't stop. Okay. Lastly, I want to present my inductee, a kid that came here very much like me. When he came on the field, I was 5'3", 150 pounds when I came on the field. This guy showed up at 6'2", 6'3", 270, 280. Well, maybe that's what he said, but I think it was over 300. Okay? Was he coordinated? Yeah, it was like a big puppy moving into his body. Big paws, big feet. Nice. He was always nice. He was always a gentleman. Never changed. The kid never changed. Always a gentleman, always kind to others. Coach Burke and I looked at each other with Bobby Fezzer, and every year he graduated up. The first year, just get him in it. Second year, I said to Bobby one day, where's Bobby Fezzer with the helmet on? I said to Bobby one day, if we're going to be successful here, we got to get this kid mean. Because if he's not mean, he's not going to do anything. Meanwhile, as he was going through, he grew up to a sizable body of 6'4", 320 pounds, solid. In the weight room every single day. Commitment like I've never seen before. Nice as a gentleman, you can talk to him anytime you want. Fantastic. Great kid. In the classroom, I don't know how good it was in the classroom. Not good it was. See? Truthful still today. If I would ask James, he would tell me he was an A student. Truthful. And he was an embodiment of truth. We loved him. We went from a little puppy to a big dog. As John Purcell said one time, if they nibble as puppies, they'll bite as big dogs. Well, we had Steven Seagull, we had Marlon, we had a whole bunch of guys on that team who were fantastic, and we needed somebody with good teeth. We won Division A senior year, the ball ran behind them. We have running backs as a total that accumulated more than 2,000 yards behind this guy. Now, I saw that he had 18 quarterback sacks. How many what for round? You look at these things memorized.
How many did he have?
Yeah.
16, 18,
I don't think so.
something like that.
I don't think it was 16. It might have been 15.
I had 15.
Okay? All right, now, what I'm trying to get at is this. We start here, we finish here. Graham didn't finish here. Got many offers from colleges, including Division I's, Maryland, Penn State, Wisconsin, some of the Division 10s, Syracuse, a lot of independents. So he had a full gamut of things going for himself. Graduated, went to Penn State. Achieved his goals at Penn State. Graduated from Penn State. Came back. Now he's involved with a security company, doing things that maybe, I don't know. James, you know the security? No, I don't. All right, so to make a long story short,
Right.
this guy, this guy is fantastic. Best kid, one of the best kids that ever played at this place. In his Utrecht All-City caption, it said, the latest your Utrecht behemoth to graduate from the Utrecht High School with Division 10 offers, named the schools on the bottom, and everything else. Gave a statue on top. He was 6'3", 245 pounds. That was my all-city description. Okay, but it fits him extremely well. 20 years, 30 years later, 6'4", 320 pounds. Graduation with time, graduation with size, graduation with talent. Okay, one of the best kids that ever coached, and the many here. Okay, outstanding at any place, at any time. I'd like to introduce Racine Grant. That's a target for you guys that are playing football now, if there's any here. Coming in, benching about 20 pounds, under the tutelage of Coach Feza and Coach Gentile, myself and Coach Burt. Okay, he graduated benching somewhere between 350 and 380, squatted the whole school, and achieved his goals. And
wow. Extremely honored. I was surprised when I got the email notification. What time? Let me know. All right. I just want to take a moment to just kind of reflect on the family that we hold there. I want to say thank you not only to Mr. Berg, Coach Shinagra, Coach Antil, Feza. We lived in this school 24/7. I think the only time we weren't here is when we turned the lights out. Turned the lights out, kicked everybody out. I can't explain how special it was for me, like to just connect with the guys that I played with, just being a part of this Utrecht thing and seeing everybody turn out. It's kind of why I still come. I want to come back and see it, see what the school looks like, and what's going on. And yeah, just 4 years, a lot of hard work. We struggled. We got better. We had a great. I got to leave here with a great senior year. Just thank you. So yeah, I love you all. I thank you. I thank the committee, and then receiving this honor. I'm very thankful. So you.
Little side note, when he was signing, I don't know, Coach Nagra, I can bet he spoke less. All of a sudden, he learned English, he speaks. All he said was awkward. Now I have to listen to him for 3 hours. All right, listen. So basically, I'm very, very honored because he signed with Penn State. And when he signed with Penn State, he signed the members with his family in my office when I was principal. Joe Paterno came in himself, signed it at that time. It was big time. So I really congratulate him. He really did a nice job. Moving along now, we have Tom Ferrante, who will make the next presentation. Tommy?
I'm going to be presenting the next Hall of Fame induction, I guess, to Lenny Hershkovich. Okay. What can I say about Lenny? Got to know Lenny a lot over the past 6 months. We spoke a lot on the phone. He's an incredible guy. I'm extremely happy. I'm honored to be inducting Lenny into the Utrecht High School Football Hall of Fame. You're never going to meet a more classy gentleman than Lenny. Lenny followed his older brother Arnie's and his cousin Irving's footsteps. They joined the team in '61. They played a few years prior. He played linebacker, tight end, and quarterback for Coach Cy Rapp from '61 through '63. And he was a 3-year Letterman. Lenny was a tremendous athlete. He played 4 sports. He excelled at all 4. Football, basketball, baseball, and handball, which was a PSAL sport. He was a big part of the powerhouse, 61, 62 teams. 63 was even a great team. Rich State, those teams were just runners-up to Brooklyn Tech. Both years, it was their only losses each year. Close games, questionable games. You can even see one of the games on YouTube, but we'll talk about that later. But anyway, in '63, Coach Rapp put him in at quarterback simply because they didn't have a set quarterback and he was the best athlete on the team. He did a great job. He thinks they should have thrown more. They went 5-2 that year. Lenny's now a retired NYPD, former high school football ref, loves watching all sports, critiquing the coaching moves and the officiating. He's also a scholastic sports historian. If you mention names of players from the 50s, 60s, early 70s, he'll give you a scouting report, he'll give you his ranking, and his 1 to 10 ratings. And you know, the thing is though, if you do want to talk about it, make sure you have plenty of time. Lenny, what he enjoys most though now is spending time with his 5 grandchildren, and especially watching his grandchild Ava play softball. So Lenny, congratulations on
my family, my wife, Anthony Siname is here. He was a great athlete on my team. And Coach Alan Leibowitz, 1958, All-American. All-American. I would go watch him play. I don't have to tell you how great he was. I was lucky enough 1961 to be on the varsity, and in those days you could play JV also, which I don't think you could do today. Who was my coach on JV? Coach Leibowitz, his first year out of college. So I owe so much to Coach Leibowitz, Coach Rapp, and the whole Utrecht alumni. I can go on forever and ever. My cousin was on the school for 3 years. He played for Utrecht. He would walk around St. Thomas. He go on vacation there, and his sister told me, Lenny, Irving always had his Utrecht jersey on everywhere he went to St. Thomas. And this is what Utrecht does to you. I can tell you 6 stories, but I'm just going to tell you one. What I think means so much to being an athlete. I'm a retired cop. And as you know, I was very active. I made a lot of arrests in my career. And a lot of times, the perpetrators don't want to be handcuffed. I'm so happy to let everybody know the training that we have, that I played middle linebacker for a great Utrecht team. Not one perpetrator ever got away from me. I passed that on many times because I'm watching the news and I see 2 cops can't handle one guy. The guy gets away and they have to shoot him, you know, because they couldn't hold him. And I turn around and I go, they should have played for Utrecht.